Hello all, welcome to the Thoughts Party. I hope you are doing really well. Today we're going to talk about Lauren and Cameron from Love is Blind, the Netflix series. As always, if you haven't watched it yet, don't let this be a spoiler for you, because I'm going to highlight and detail all the beautiful things about Lauren and Cameron and why, when you know he or she is the one, things you need to look out for. Okay? So I'm just going to give you 7 ways that you know that you have found the one. Okay? Just to put out there, I don't know how many of you know this, but Cameron's parents are called Pam and Bill. And Lauren's parents are called Pam and Bill as well. Now, if that doesn't write off, just say they are destined to be with each other and that God has actually created the very bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh for you alone. You need to start believing that you are favoured and that God will categorically put you at the right place at the right time, giving that you are prepared. And I did speak about in the previous video about the high value woman. Do watch that and know how to get prepared for marriage. That threw me right off when I saw that they were both called Pam and Bill. Excuse me. I was just like, hallelujah. If that is not confirmation. And then with all the other things that fitted into place, it was like a jigsaw puzzle, literally. And how amazing is it that they both have 2 children? Both of them, their daughters are the youngest. And both of them, their sons are the youngest. And then both sets of parents are called Pam and Bill. Anyways, let's get into the 7 ways that you will know you have found the one. Number 1, it won't be like anything you have felt before. Now, Lauren details that she first told Cameron, I think I love you. She said that first because she said that everything felt right and it was unexplainable. She just had to say it because she just felt everything within her was just, telling her that it was right to say it. And she said she had never done it before. And the reason why she did is because she cried. She'd never cried on a date. She'd never had that much of an intimate, close, in-depth conversation about her family, and it had never been reciprocated in the way it did with Cameron. So right off the bat, there was tears of joy. We all saw that in the pods, and that just threw me right off. It was just tears of joy. I'd never seen anything like it, honestly. So, number 1, it will feel like nothing you've ever had before. It will be cloud 9 and more. You won't have any qualms. There'll be no qualms. There'll be no indecisive moments. It will all feel so right. Okay? It's unexplainable if you've never been there. But from what Lauren is saying, she just knew that this was absolutely so different. Just not comparable to any of her previous relationships, okay? And number 2, you will feel at peak, top notch. You will feel like the best person ever. A sense of calmness, a sense of being yourself, and a sense of wanting to reciprocate, to receive the highest value of appreciation and to give the highest. The intertwining of the hearts becoming one. The exchange and receiving of love together. That will be at peak height. Another thing that cannot be explained, but you can envisage how this will be when you've met the one. There will be absolutely no reason to doubt. There will be no reason to think of buts, ifs, should I, would I. It will feel right. Okay? There will be no kickbacks, no softball, no should I. It will be smooth, on par, right on course. Okay? And number 3, both of you will be yourselves, but you will just be adding to each other. Now, Lauren categorically said that she was frightened of losing her independence because she was always Miss Independent, Miss I can do it all. And she was really frightened of the interracial mix because she's always advocated for black girl magic, about the black struggles in the country, in America and around the world, but particularly in America. And she said that she had all of these sort of self-sabotaging factors pulling her back. And that's normal. That's different from knowing that you are on par, on course with the right person. This is outside external factors, like fear of the unknown, with her father being an advocate for black issues and all of that. These are all little things, but that's all fear of the unknown. That is normal, and that will be felt by both parties with different cultures, and that's just normal. But with all of those normal human instincts, you will still feel at ease. Cameron, how does Cameron make Lauren feel at ease? Let's just have a pause. Okay, 10 seconds, pause over. Cameron says to her, our children will be black. They will be seen as black. Number one, assurance there. That puts Lauren's heart at ease. That would put any woman at ease, especially if you're interracially dating and the man is so screwed on and is so clued up about the realities of what society will see. And he's really, he's got his thinking caps on. He's thought about it that much. That is a big turn on and a big golden stamp approval. In my opinion, that really assured Lauren. I could see how, calm and assured she was. Then, Lauren said, you and me against the world, we can take over the world. Right? And then she explained her bonnet about how black women like to take care of their hair. Because Laura, what did Cameron say? It looks like a beret. So another assured thing is you are able to be your complete self. You don't have to change yourself. Lauren does not sound like a Robin Givens or a Gabrielle Union or what's the lady in Clueless called Stacey Dash. She doesn't sound like Stacey Dash. She sounds unapologetically black, hood black. No dilution, no bend, no curve. She sounds absolutely black. She does not try to make herself anything than black. And again, so I don't go off course, Number 3 is you've both seen each other in your natural state. And even with Love is Blind, they've seen each other in much more of a natural state because they connect backwards. They connect emotionally first, then work their way into the physical. So that connection is just a connection that I love that experiment. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Because that is the way you will know whether you're truly compatible. And I love it. Love it so much. Right, so we've done number 3. And let's go on to number 4. So not only you will have an affection for them, but they will automatically gel into your friends, in your friend circle, in your family. They will just fit in like a jigsaw puzzle. Now, I know Netflix presents a little bit of an issue with Lauren's dad and with Cameron, but obviously now they've explained that that was for more of suspense and more viewership, just to add a little bit of sauciness to it. But even then, Lauren's dad said, if she loves you, I love you. No, if she loves you, I like you, sorry. And he said that it would take him some time to come around. And he said that Cameron was a little bit too mellow. I thought that was a bit harsh because he is quite a sensitive man. Lauren's dad said he's a little bit too mellow. I was like, whoa, Papa Speed. But I mean, recently, Cameron has said in an interview that Lauren sees her dad as a role model. That's just like me. It's amazing to hear that. Lauren sees her dad as a role model. And I loved it when Cameron said that because that is exactly how I am. Very close to my dad. Lauren's very close to her dad. She looks up to her dad. And she's her dad's only child, only girl, just like me. So obviously her dad sees her as her princess. You know, her all in all, his little princess. And regardless if Cameron was black, he'd still have to vet and go through the processes. He asked him, how would you fit in to a group of all black people? How would you fit in? And then Cameron said, I've dated an African-American lady before for 5 years, but it did not end well, or it didn't go well. And then also, with Lauren's mum, he rapped for her, which was like, yeah, the classic, a white guy, that was a bit much. But that was nice, you know, he's well-cultured. And with Lauren as well, Lauren said in her live that she is bougetto. That's a portmanteau. Portmanteau's 2 words put together. Portmanteau bougetto is bougie and ghetto. So she said she could be put in a art museum in Paris, and she could also go to a BBQ, a black barbecue in like Southside, Detroit, Michigan, and still fit in. So she said she's an all-rounded black, multifaceted woman with black magic, and that was nice to hear. So again, your friends and family will just gel with them. Cameron said that Lauren's dad was actually in their house looking after Mr. Sparks, their beloved dog. So it seems like Cameron and Lauren's dad are really pals now. They love each other now. And, you know, Cameron is now called a son by Papa Speed. So that goes to show when a relationship is meant to be, and it is that special bond that is destined by God Almighty, friends and family will just come to love your partner, your husband, your wife. So we now on to number 5. Laura, even when you're going through difficult trials and tribulations, your partner, your husband, your spouse, your wife will be there for you. They will just know what to say, for all the right things, all the calming things, all the things to put you at ease. Because they just know you so well, and they just know how to calm you. And them just being there just makes all the world of difference. So Lauren said she used to be the one that was I'm so independent. But she said since she's moved in with Cameron and she's a wife now, she can't imagine her life without Cameron. And Cameron can't imagine his life without Lauren. So when you know that you are married together with the one, hard times, trials and tribulations will just be that much smoother. It won't be rosy, but you will be able to go through it knowing that you have bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh going through this with you. And they know the things to say, how to comfort you. And just going through it with them makes it that much easier. And, it just, number 6, it just feels like the days, like time is not enough with them when they're the one. Even if you spend 24 hours with them, it's like you're constantly like, like on the phone, you're like, don't hang up. Wait, maybe, okay, let's just stay on for 5 more minutes. It's going to feel like it's, you don't want it to end. That's what it'll feel like. That's why with spouses that have been together for like 30 years, 40 years, you do hear of the syndrome where one passes away and then another passes away. I've forgotten the name of it, but I will search that. But yeah, it's just like there isn't enough time. And then number 7, you will not be able to think of a life outside of them being in it. So you cannot actually fathom how your future will even go on without them. You want them in your future picture. You want to make that picture perfect lifestyle with them. Nothing is perfect, but with them, things are close to perfect. So you cannot see life moving forward without them. You actually want them in the picture. It's reciprocal. You both want each other in the picture. So those are your 7 ways that you can know you found the one. And Lauren and Cameron just found all those 7 ways emotionally and later on physically. And they continue to, as they've been married for 1.5 years. So guys, as always, do leave your opinions, thoughts and comments. And as always, here on the Thoughts Party, we welcome them. Love you lots. Thank you. Bye.